And we have to do that for him. We have to let him know, and we have to tell people why I should go. People keep asking me, why are black men disproportionately not voting for Biden? When we say that, because they don't feel represented. Look, the game is simple. Optics matter. How you communicate matters. What's important to me matters. And until we start to communicate those issues to those voters, that's what gets people out to vote. You have to tell people what they want to hear. And that don't mean I want you to placate to me. When you talked about earlier, voter rights, the John Lewis bill, tell me why that hasn't passed. The reason it hasn't passed is because it takes more than Joe Biden to do it. If I was Joe Biden, I would say, give me a Congress and give me a Senate that I can get the John Lewis Voters' Rights Act passed.
There you go.
It doesn't take but 180 characters to say that. And until you get black men in a room with him, telling him how to communicate with black people, it's always going to be a deficit.
That's right.
And I tell people this, Republicans don't want to hear what black people have to say. They want you to come forward. And as long as you tell Scott and you say what they want to be said, then they'll let you in the room. It's not hard. It's very simple, but ain't nobody about that life, about telling the truth, what black people really want to hear. And until we get that done, we are always going to be marginalized and taken for granted. Put us in a room, make us a value, because we are 13% of the population. But that 13% is what gets you across the finish line.
Yeah, that's right.
I wouldn't argue with black, like, Trey Baker was here. I'm sorry. I just want to say this. Trey was here. Like, on the Biden administration, on the cabinet, they have black men who are telling him the truth. Like, the administration has been helpful in terms of trying to put outcomes for black men. I think Biden is honestly just an older man. He's an older white man. And your point about we have to do the work in terms of educating and communicating with our people, that is absolutely true. I think also some of that is on the administration because they need to have better candidates. But this, to me, is about democracy. And candidates and or singular people don't maintain or save democracy. The constituents do. And that's our job.
Okay, can I agree?
Yes, ma'am, please.
So my spirit feels very agitated right now, and I feel that from people in the room and in my group chat too. Because tonight didn't feel great. And it hasn't felt great for us for a very long time. So I have a very deep yoga and somatic and spiritual practice that I do. And Trey back when he was on our team, when RBG died, we breathed on our staff all that night. We went deep. Because this isn't about either one of these guys right now. This is my nervous system has to settle. Our people's nervous systems have to settle. And the only way that it might not fully be, I'm sorry, I totally changed the dynamic of this conversation, but I just feel like we are not having real conversations about how our hearts are feeling. Like, 4 years ago, I remember being on campaign calls, seeing massive protests go down 16th Street to the White House because we saw black men executed on television over and over again. I remember not being touched for an entire year because I'm single, I'm a black woman, I don't have kids, I don't have a husband, I don't have a partner, and my parents were high risk, and we were living in COVID. I couldn't touch anybody. And I'm still suffering from that right now. And I feel like we all are. And nobody is talking about why we are feeling so agitated. Tonight wasn't a great performance, honestly, for either one of them, but it wasn't what people wanted from Joe Biden. And I think we are okay to say that. I think what people are sick of is us pretending like something isn't what it is. But I will tell you, I said this earlier, I can't live 4 more years as a black woman at 42, I'm 41 in 11 months, but I'm about to I can't live like that anymore. I gained 25 pounds in the 4 years of Donald Trump. Because every day I woke up and I was terrified of what was going to happen. I was terrified. And when Joe Biden became the nominee and I decided to leave my very comfortable civil rights job as an executive vice president for the oldest civil rights organization and go work for him, I didn't do that for Joe. I did it for me. I did it for my mom. I did it for my dad, who was a transplant patient, who I didn't get to see for 7 months because of COVID. Like, this is not about Joe Biden. I'm like, I don't live my life for old white men. I don't do it. I do it for the ancestors. I do it for the future generations, whether they are my direct lineage or y'all or whoever. This is a community, and I'm saying that because I don't want to have a take on tonight. Because I said it back there, I don't actually care about tonight. I am a winner. Our people are winners. We are survivors.
That's right.
We do what we have to do every single time. And I will say it here, and I said it yesterday to my brother, and he said, well, how did you say this 4 years ago? I haven't said this ever before, and I've been in politics for a very long time. This will be my last year of doing what I have to do for other people to survive. But I'd be damned if I don't do it in 4 months. And every single thing, I will breathe, I will do every asana, I will do every practice I need to do, and whatever you do to get there, but our people are hurt. Joe Biden is never going to understand our people's hurt. I actually don't need him to understand our people's hurt. He is not an empath. He is the president. We have the ability to help heal our community. So everybody can I'm about to have y'all breathe in a second, but take a deep breath and realize we have a lot of work to do.
A
The work
lot
our
of
ancestors
work.
have done, the work that we have already done. But Donald Trump cannot win this election.
That's right.
Period.
That part.
Period. However you gotta get to yes, get there.
You heard it here.
That's it.
All right.
I'm gonna take a deep breath and finish my little drinking.
Well, thank you so much, Ashley, for
I don't know,
remarks.
but
I do, before we close, I want to thank Mr. Trey Baker for being here as well. Trey, Senior Advisor for the Biden-Harris campaign. Thank you for your work, brother. Mr. Antoine Stewart, thank you for your work as well, brother. Listen, we are at the 11 o'clock hour. I want to really, really thank Mr. Ryan Wilson with the Gathering Spot. Thank you all for hosting us tonight. Thank you for the work you all are doing. All of our partners, the Black City Councilman of Georgia, 100 Black Men of America, Water Hole Media, Paramount Consulting. Yes, and we're going to ask you all some takeaways tonight. Thank you all so much. All right, so a few things to do tonight. Raise your hand if you have moved in the past 6 months to a year. All right, you moved, all right? So please go to votetolive.org and check your registration status. Folks are trying to purge voters based upon your address or you not voting in the past election that come up. Please check that. If you would need to register to vote, please register to vote as well. And please come here to vote. Go to votetolive.org. We encourage you to look up a lot of issues tonight. Please look up Project 25. 2025, thank you. Project 2025, if you have not looked that up, please research what this is not partisan, but what the Republican Party is attempting to do to our nation, our country. It's really important. But beyond that, we also want you all to think about folks who are in the room tonight, folks who are not watching on live stream. We want you all to win with 10. Whether it be your family, your households, your children. Go to the polls with at least 10 people with you this November. Really encouraging. We'll be in touch. You all RSVP, keep you engaged in our campaigns. But thank you all so much for joining us tonight. There is an after party tonight at the State Market. Feel free to join us if you're. Thank you, Collective PAC.
It's a great night tonight. You heard it here. We got a lot of work to do. We can't wait on Biden to depend on him. Let's get up, empower ourselves. Let's get out and vote and make it happen. I'm sorry. No problem. You good. All right. Let's do a quick picture.